I got intimidated. I couldn't stand the heat.
Okay.
So if we...
In reaction to a stark contrast between the modernist buildings of Rio and the lush natural environment of Brazil, RoJo is a new way of conceiving architecture in an urban setting. We have taken inspiration from the arbor sculptures of Axel Erlandson, an article by P.J. Wilkin, and a recent project at MIT called the Fab Tree Hab. In all of these instances, houses and architecture are grown rather than built. So through our research, we found that it's not only possible to grow architecture, but it's highly beneficial to the community and could become a key method to combat global warming. Already, certain species of trees are known for their ability to grow quickly and react favorably to pleaching, which is the act of scarring two branches and applying sustained pressure to the limbs, whereby they eventually grow together and form a unified structure. In order to facilitate this type of growth, we are proposing a new species of tree that has been genetically altered to grow and heal quickly, yield fruit, and accommodate processes that can sustain life rather than destroy it, such as water and air filtration, composting black water, solid wastes, etc. This is not a large deviation from nature as it exists today. Rather, it is an extension of what is already there, enhancing inherent qualities of trees using human innovation and intervention. RoJo is thus a way of creating sustainable areas within existing cities and acts as a model for future development.
Our fascination, our joint fascination, is really in natural processes and in the natural world, how closed-loop cyclical processes and relationships between organisms in ecologies really enable a much more sustainable way of life. An approach to the RoJo in designing it really began looking at the daily processes that occur within an individual plant and tree, and looking at that loop and that series of inputs, the individual processes that they go through within the plant and kind of outputs that it yields. It became about taking that and then expanding upon it and kind of really kind of taking that cycle and just kind of cracking it open and literally like starting to feed in and directly link it into the life cycle of the human population and surrounding context of the neighborhood. So what we're doing is we're kind of taking outputs that are coming from our life cycles and feeding those into the processes of the plant, finding places where they can go. Then in return, finding really maximizing the outputs into preferable yields that we can find a use for. And so that's kind of the initial driving process within the RoJo, really kind of looking at it from the way that it functions rather than from an aesthetic. Expanding upon Econic, not simply being defined in terms of its ecological interests, but also kind of this focus on the iconic. Another strong interest of ours in this project is developing a plant that is not so far removed from the realm of the known that it kind of loses any familiarity to people or surrounding it. So there kind of literally needs to be some essence or kind of connection to an icon of a plant, and kind of an essence really that our project is really communicating, so that even though you're not familiar with the intricacies of it, and it is out of the realm of the ordinary, obviously, there's still this familiarity to it, this kind of potential complacence or kind of peacefulness that it's intended to provide.
One of the things that was really great about designing the RoJo was that you got to engage with the design at multiple scales. So we were looking at the way the plant functions at the cellular level, all the way up to the way the plant needs to organize itself on the site.